October 7th, the Feast of the Lady Rosary. I'll just read a sponsorial psalm here, Psalm 130. You, O Lord, mark our iniquities, who can stand? Out of depths I cry to you, O Lord, Lord, hear my voice. Let your ears be attentive to my voice and supplication. How do you identify one of the identifying signs of a Catholic? The others, but one, if they have one of these, the rosary. I shouldn't say that, though. That wouldn't necessarily be a Catholic necessarily, because I do know a lot of people, not a lot, but a number of people wear it as a necklace, and really nothing attachment to the prayer itself. But the rosary is a powerful weapon, a beautiful prayer weapon. It really began because people couldn't read, right? They didn't have books, even if they could, so they wanted to pray. So how do you pray? And well, the rosary, it's not so much the prayers, the Our Father, the 10 Hail Marys and Glory Be, but it's the thinking of those scenes from the life of Christ. But there is something about the moving beads through your fingers, though, right? People have those balls they squeeze or these, And it's called rosary because it actually was little rose petals that they would, with their fingers, make a little ball. That's really why it became a rosary called like that as well. But I like it because it involves all the senses. As I mentioned just now, that you have the sense of touch as it goes through your fingers. And this is, I've been given very nice rosaries, expensive rosaries, but this is what I like. I like the wood feel. I'm not so much crazy about the metal. This is nice and light. It fits nicely in my pocket. So therefore, you have the touch. And I said the sense of smell. This one not particularly, but some rosaries, they actually maintain the scent of roses. If you really want to, the full power of it. And then you're hearing, if you say the prayer out loud, you hear yourself. Speech, you say it out loud. Those main senses, right? Sight, hearing, touch, and so. So there it is. It's a good way. And another thing about saying the rosary is that especially sometimes when you're under some sort of heavy stress or grief, and you want to pray, and your mind is confused, you can't make sense of words, you really can't talk. There's something about the rosary, right? But you really don't even have to think, because those prayers, hopefully we know, frontwards and backwards, the basic prayers. And just saying those prayers, and just even if our mind cannot focus on the mystery, God knows we're lifting our heart, we're praying to Him, and it just slips through. I was very fortunate, I went to the seminary when I was in 9th grade, and that's the first time I really started saying the rosary. The Salesians, who I was with, taught us to say the rosary every single day. And so I guess since September of 1968, I think I've said the rosary every single day. At one time anyway, when I was teaching a boarding school, it was a Friday night, and it was a long week. The kids Friday night, I'm tired. I just want to go to bed, get some sleep. And then I remember I said, well, I didn't say my rosary. And I said, okay, what's one day? Skip it, And I felt guilty. So I went to the shower, keep me awake, and did my rosary, rather fast rosary, but I couldn't go to bed and not saying the rosary. Anyways, I hope you as a Catholic can do the practice. I like doing the rosary when I walk my dogs or just taking a walk. I'm not one, I know we do it in church and common, that's great, but I get a little restless. So I like walking and just do rosary by myself. So you do the same thing when you're walking and, or in church. Sometimes I go to the airport, you're waiting in line to go through the security. I do my rosary then, So anyway, the rosary is powerful. It's a beautiful prayer, and make it, if you can, make it part of your daily life.